Okay.
We're here!
I think we are here. Yay. All right. It looks like friends are here too. We are here on Amy's channel for the Shelf This Book Club. Amy chose the book for the month of January, and she so kindly chose Finlay Donovan is Killing It by Elle Cosimano, which from the second you mentioned this, you knew I was excited for it. Like, I already had this, and I have been, like, I was almost mad that I had to wait till January when we first talked about it. So, very happy to finally be here.
I actually did go on your Goodreads, and I was like, what does she want to read that I want to read, that I'm excited to read? Yeah, I totally did. I totally stalked you. what does Bailey want to read? Yeah. I'm going to read it too. And yeah, this was one that I was just like, it's just so popular. And so I wanted to see what all the hype was about.
When we first talked about it, and still I feel like very much is. It's still happening.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I think the third one just came out.
Like, yeah, or it's coming out, or it just came out the end of January.
I think it came out this week. Okay. Somewhere very close to now. The third book was happening.
So it is shockingly popular. I mean, not saying that this it's not. I'm not saying because I didn't like it. I'm just saying, like, because there's so many mystery thrillers, like so many of these types of books.
Oh,
and yeah, this one I hear above so many others.
A lot. I would agree. I'm excited to talk about this one. I said something in the chat yesterday because I did see quite a few ratings coming through that this may be the like most unanimous thoughts on a book club book that we've ever had. But usually before we talk about what anybody did rate it, I like to know if anyone else had this on their radar before Amy chose it for the book club. So all the friends here in the comments, let us know if this was on your radar before. I also think there's a couple people who maybe since reading this first one already read the second one or are reading the second one, like have already moved on.
Have you?
I have not.
Okay. Do you have it? The second one?
I don't own it. I would like to. I know that Books and Lala is doing like the second and third books for her book club next month, and it's like I kind of would like to make that happen, but I don't think I'll be able to make it work.
Yeah,
I know. Amazing. Okay, very soon, 31st. Tuesday this week.
Yeah, it is coming out this week. I had seen it around, but I wasn't making any active plans to read it. Definitely thought about reading it. Had it on my
Lizzie
radar.
Reads a lot of mysteries.
Should we say that again?
I said Lizzie reads a lot of mystery, so I'm surprised that she hadn't already read it.
Kayla, yeah. Oh, you wouldn't have read it as soon. I was kind of surprised that I didn't read it sooner. But then when we planned on it, I was like, okay, just wait. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we love you for being here and trying.
Mm-hmm. It was on my radar. Glad to have finally read it now.
Yay.
Of course you did.
Martine,
of course you did, Martine.
I mean, I'm proud of you for like immediately getting through series.
Yeah. Definitely my radar, but I'm not a cozy mystery girl, so I was nervous.
I don't think I've ever read something that would be considered truly a cozy mystery before. Have you?
I mean, yes. 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 Do you consider this truly a cozy mystery, though? I don't consider it a cozy mystery.
I mean, that's like basically what it's pitched as. Like I've read mysteries that are a little more like funny, lighthearted, like this is. Yeah, I don't know. I do tend to read darker mysteries.
I tend to think of cozy mysteries like small town, small community.
Yeah.
Not closed door, but sort of like within the community, crime is happening.
I'm looking up what this is tagged as. I know that people pitch this as cozy mystery.
Okay.
I mean, it's not really even tagged as cozy mystery.
Yeah. Danielle's already finished book 2, starting third one ASAP. Dedicated.
Yeah, they're going.
It looked huge, and the hold time scared me off. Yeah, the hold times are always difficult. How did I get this book? Did I buy this book?
Where did this come from?
Did I buy it because I probably bought it because we were going to read it.
Oh, you think you got it after the fact?
I think so.
After we said it?
I think
I was surprised.
Or I just bought it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Again, because I have the hardcover, I saw you have the paperback, that when I took the dust jacket off of this, that the actual book is this color.
Oh, I like that.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is. I guess it's supposed to go with like
her glasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty,
should we talk about what we rated it?
Yeah.
I don't usually post my ratings on Goodreads before book club, but I did this time. And I'm guessing you saw it.
I did.
So what did you rate it?
I rated it 4 stars.
Yes. In come the ratings, which I said are all pretty similar. I also gave it 4 stars. Mm-hmm. Like a good solid, I had a good time 4-star.
Yep.
But in my mind, it's like by no means like 5-star. This is the best thing ever. It's like a good time 4-star.
Yep.
4 stars, all the 4 stars. This is what I was seeing as I scrolled through my friends and what they had rated it.
Amanda said 3.5 for 1 and 4 stars for book 2. So you like book 2 better.
That's what I was going to say. It's interesting to see that you did like the second one better. I mean,
I can see that actually, because I think I will actually like the second one better too.
It depends. I mean, to discuss more on later, like really her role as a parent was like irking me in some parts. So it depends on how Finlay just like starts to act. Now that she's got a little coin, maybe?
She starts acting a little more responsibly as an adult and a parent. Read so many 4-star books and totally agree. I have so many this year, but like I'm not. Yeah, I read a lot of 4-star books.
I do, just in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a 4-star year so far for me.
I also gave it 3.
Wait.
Amanda said, I was so mad at the beginning of this book. I think the author spent way too much time making her a bad mother and really didn't like Finlay. And that's why I think I would actually give the second book a higher rating, because it took me a long time to get into the, like I couldn't connect and I didn't like Finlay for a long time.
Like not necessarily rooting for her.
Right. And so I did end up liking her a lot more at the end of this. And so I could see going into the next one, I know this character at this point. I know the backstory. I could see enjoying it a lot more, depending, like you said, depending on how they portray her as a parent.
I just think like there was a point like towards the beginning where I was like, I don't really think she should get her kids. Like
I thought the same thing. Like maybe they're off. Let's see.
Especially in book 2. Oh no.
Oh, frustrated by your parenting decision, especially in book 2. Like some of them were not just questionable, but what? Oh no.
So it might get worse.
That's I agree, Amy. It wasn't until the very last 15% that I realized how hooked I was and how yes. That's why I was so, and I think that's why I've been feeling this whole month. I was telling you that this whole month I've been feeling kind of slumpy, but I think it's because of that. I haven't been enjoying very many books until like the very end, and then all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, I really like this, but it's taking me like 50%, cents to like really like it. I mean, she was practically neglecting her children. It was irresponsible and didn't even make me want to root for her. I just want her to go to McDonald's and get a job.
I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say we're going to start talking at least a little bit of spoilers. Like the fact, even when she was at the point of going to the bar to see if Harris was there and she was like spending money to get drinks, I was like, you can't be doing this. But of course, it's all silly goofy, and it works out. I'm curious if she, like, are we going to continue to publish books? Like, is that going to continue to be a thing where she is using these scenarios to write books throughout the entire series.
I would think so. I feel like that's the trajectory of it, and her career is supposed to be writing these books, right?
Yeah.
She's a writer, but just don't put your children in a car with a body. I mean, I started with the duct tape. The duct tape was the first thing where I was like, who puts duct tape on anybody's head?
On hair.
Yeah, on hair. That's
not gonna make it better.
And she did it because her daughter said her husband would have done that. And I'm like, I'm sorry. You're the mother. You get to decide whether or not you should be putting duct tape on your child's hair, and you can say to your child,
so fragile. Like, she doesn't know what to do in the moment. Maybe duct tape is for the best.
No. Use your common sense.
Yeah.
Ruby hated her deeply. Silly goofy when she was such a bad mom. Not good jokes to.
Yeah. I'm glad we decided that she wasn't a good mom.
She was relying on him for everything without even trying to find another way to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, I know that not all, moms have perfect moments. We're going to have messy moments. I'm not a mom, but people have messy moments. And you're going to have messy moments as a mom. And that's totally understandable. But she never seemed to, learn from those moments.
Where we start with her, I would agree. I would never let it get that bad. Where she was so, in such a bad position at the beginning and still did not have a job and, wasn't even considering really getting a job. She was just like, I have to write this book. No, sweetie, you might need a job at the gas station. You got to do something at this point.
Well, especially because she didn't want to write the book. She had no desire to write anything at the beginning of this. So, okay, that's okay. You need to take a break. You obviously need a break from this, but then you have to do something. It drove me nuts how much she, expected everything from Stephen. And that's not I'm saying, Stephen should have had this. I'm just saying, you need to stand on your own 2 feet and be the strong woman that you, the fact that she had to get $20 from Stephen. Things like that were so... It ties you to that person who you're trying to get away from.
Yeah. Right.
In defense of Finlay, Stephen would be a horrible role model, especially for their son, when he's just constantly hooking up. I mean, Stephen's not. We learned Stephen is a pretty bad. Yeah. I mean, okay, just sit down and do your job. You're right in this blog, but yeah.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Do you think this was bad for writers? Maybe. Yeah. I was saying the same thing. If writer's block was so bad, delivered for a while. Yeah. So just
exactly.
I was more irritated that she was so dependent on Stephen that for basic things, she was still treating him like he was her husband while they were going to a divorce.
I mean, because in my mind, I don't know that we get the exact timeline, or I'm not remembering. It's not a week after this all happened. He has left to be with Teresa.
Right.
A little while ago. In my mind, it's been at least a few months.
They're engaged, so they've been together for a little while. Yeah.
So, to me, right, you're within that time period of okay, this really bad thing happened. Time to bounce back, think of my next steps. Get after it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking negative, but I was having fun.
It was fun.
Do that, right?
It was fun, though. I mean, it's easy to criticize this woman because her actions were so frustrating, but that's kind of what made it fun.
Yeah.
What made it entertaining.
Exactly.
The entertainment factor was definitely
there. If she was making logical decisions, this book wouldn't exist.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? I was like, there's no way. There's just no way. There's just no way this could happen.
I mean, it's literally one ridiculous thing after the other.
Oh, and I loved how the setup was. I did really like the setup in the Panera Bread where she's telling her, and then the lady sitting next to her, and that was so much fun.
Because I feel like that's the pitch that people give of this book is that's what it's about, is some woman overhears her talking about her book. So to finally read that conversation of what she was saying out loud was funny.
And it was fun. Like, I could totally see. At first, I was thinking that just seems pretty extreme. Like, they would actually believe that. But
Yeah.
the way that it was written, you could totally have
Yeah.
that misunderstanding. Yeah. I think it all piled on her because he took everything. And yeah, and maybe she was super depressed and not able
Well, yeah.
to function very well. But I would hope that, I mean, and I guess she did have Vero until that day, right?
Exactly. What about Vero? I've heard many people state that Vero is their favorite character in this book. I'm not sure in the whole series, but at least in this book. It's an interesting dynamic. It was, again, like such a fun thing to happen. The fact that Vero just shows up and is like, okay, I'll help you.
I mean, well, we obviously understand that Finlay's choice, her choices are going to be a little flawed when she chooses Vero to come take care of her children after not knowing Vero, except that she lost her job because she was being friendly to Fin. Like, that's not how you hire people to take care of your kids.
I mean, she lost her job standing up for something.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, she didn't interview her. She didn't see her references.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. See, and that she had the bloody scissors and hair duct tape in her bag.
Yeah, why did she put that with her?
Huh? I know. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why when she threw the knife in her bag, I was like, you're going to cut yourself on that. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Who does
you
that?
Put a knife in your diaper bag, right?
The whole time I was like, everyone sucks and this is unrealistic, but I'm having a great time.
Exactly.
He's failing side career that he didn't have. Only got off the floor once he got with Teresa, and then as money starts coming in, he bought out the debt on the house.
I didn't get the vibe that he was like, I thought he was making good money when they were together.
Yeah, I guess I thought so too. But yeah. I do remember that he wasn't doing as well as he's doing now that he's with Teresa.
Right, like she was getting him deals.
Definitely like Vero more than Finlay. Without her, I would have probably... Oh, she was definitely the comedic relief for sure.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, is Vero as big of a player through the whole series? Like, I would assume she's there to stay.
He told Veronica he would only keep... But I think that was because he was a shithead.
I mean, that's what he was doing.
Yeah, to blackmail her. Or to... Vero's high-key 90% of the reason Finlay wasn't caught. The other 10% was absolute luck. Yeah, and I was thinking about that a lot. Because Finlay was like, I've researched so much of how not to get caught. Yeah. And I'm like, everything you're doing is leaving evidence everywhere you go.
That's all the time. That content was like fingerprints, DNA. Like, this is not set in the past. This is current. Again, so unrealistic that she would get away with all of it. And then the fact that she, like, didn't actually kill him. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, she got paid for 2 murders.
And she didn't actually kill either. Like,
and
how do you get that lucky?
The women who hired her are both like, great job. Like, you're the best hit woman around.
Take more money. Take all my money.
Right.
And they want to keep hiring her.
Yeah.
Definitely all over the place, but it's very readable. I thought it was very readable.
Like,
I think...
Yeah. I'll save what I was just going to say for later.
No. Definitely comes out in book 2. Oh.
She ended up financing a lot of things. Finlay or Veronica?
Yeah. The audiobook of Vera was a little annoying for me. It was the only one narrator.
Oh
yeah, she was
pretty young.
She was 22.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I usually like to ask that too. Like, did you physically read it or did you listen to it?
I physically read it.
So did I.
How about you?
I'm a physical reader.
Certain books I really like. I'm more of a physical reader for sure.
Yeah.
I'm glad I physically read this one. But
yeah,
I like thrillers audio.
I think that humor is hard on audiobook.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah. I can definitely see that. Yeah, so assuming in book 3. So she's definitely in book 2.
I mean,
Financial farm for Stephen.
Full spoiler for the end of this book. I don't think anybody's here that didn't read the book. Is she gonna kill him?
Okay, hello. That was amazing. I was like, oh shoot, now I have to read the next book. That was like the perfect hook for the next book. Like that's a way to hook somebody to get the next book.
Oh yeah, I know. And when Danielle finished it, she was like that last line, and so I knew it was gonna be something so silly when she finally, like, you're on the last like page or so, and then
I
when
actually
she
put my
went to
hand over
open
it.
the envelope, I was like,
I put my hand on it so I wouldn't read it because my eyes will tend to like,
yeah.
So I was like, nope.
I mean, at that point, at least in my mind, like you knew it was gonna be another hit, but somebody. So again, maybe a bad parenting choice, but I feel like I need to read it. I have to know. Ruby saying OMG. Ruby, do you know what the last line of this book was? Because I don't think she finished it. But she doesn't plan to finish it. I don't know how far she got.
Someone tell me if it happens.
If what happens? I don't know what you know.
Oh, let's see. Actually, I was really impressed by the narration for book 2 of the audiobook. There were some sentences that they added certain inflections to that I wouldn't have gotten reading myself. Oh, okay. Yeah, so sometimes the audiobooks can help a little bit. My God, I totally had to cover the last page of book.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do. My eyes just go like, especially because it's a different font because it's in the letter format.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's that little.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, don't read. No. Sorry, but I want to know if she kills him because the only person I hated more than her was him.
Do you want me to full spoiler tell you what happens in this book?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
and
so
Julian. I like Julian.
She doesn't kill Harris, but he ends up dead at her house. And so she buries him and gets paid. And then another woman asks her to also kill her husband, who has like mob connections. And so now that man, through, all this twisty, silly stuff through the book, also ends up dead. And she gets paid for that. And then at the end of this book, that woman, the second man's wife, right?
Well,
gives her another envelope. Patricia gives her another envelope for a third person to kill. And her and Vero are like, we're not going to open it because we're not doing this. And then the very last page, she opens it, and it's for more money, and it's to kill Stephen,
her husband. So, and it was on like a website where women are coming together to say, like, I need to kill this man for whatever reason. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is she going to kill her ex-husband in the next book? That's why we're all like, gotta know.
It's one of those things that I really like to see on a TV show. This would be fun.
Yeah. I can see that happening.
So fun. I liked the Bailey recap.
Thank you. I mean, I skipped a lot in there, but
let's see. Oh my Lord, when they found all the other dead bodies at the end. Yes! I knew that was gonna happen. I guessed that. I'm like, oh no, that's not gonna be the only body they're gonna find there. I knew it.
Yeah. Love that. Thank you.
Good Girls, if you like this.
I have never watched that. Let me start a list of stuff I'm supposed to watch during my maternity leave.
That's exciting. That's fun.
Last time I said I was going to rewatch One Tree Hill, and I didn't. What did I watch? I don't remember.
It's literally so similar, but both of them go in different directions. They are pretty.
Does Good Girls have like mystery vibes? I don't know much about that show.
Okay. There was Bones episode about this kinda, where 3 wives kill each other's husbands and then all have alibis for their own dead husbands. Oh, you watch Triple D.
Fact.
That's a good way to spend maternity leave.
Danielle will commit to anything. Sorry, Mabel's being very loud downstairs, if you can hear her.
So cute. Yeah, it was fun. I missed one of the comments. I think the crazy out there scenarios really worked for me this time. I just couldn't stop laughing at the ridiculous setups. And there were definitely parts that I just kept laughing and laughing.
If I would have picked this up just like not knowing anything, thinking it was going to be a mystery, I would have been like, this sucks. It wasn't good. But I feel like I was prepared to know that it was going to be outlandish. So I was like willing to accept it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I wonder if that's the thing, is you need to go into it with a certain level of expectation about what it's supposed to be. Because I don't know. I mean, it felt fairly, when it comes to mystery thriller, it felt kind of mediocre in the beginning. And that's what took me so long to get into it. It didn't feel horrible. It just felt like, you know.
Again, I read it so fast that I didn't feel like it was much of like a commitment either, though, to like get through that first part.
Mm-hmm. Because you were just going through
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that. And then it did get really fun. It got so fun. Yeah. And I really started enjoying the characters a lot more. And that was where I think my turning point happened, was when I started liking the characters a lot. And I was like, okay. And then I didn't want to put it down. I had a really hard time putting it down. Let's see. Yes, but Good Girls is where it's three suburban moms getting into money laundering because they need money for very different reasons. That sounds fun. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo plays one of the husbands.
Oh!
Okay. And also, yes, I will commit to anything except my own freedom. That is, I understand that feeling.
I think the only thing that we really haven't talked about at all yet is this love triangle situation. Can we talk about the boys?
Yes, of course, of course.
Who are you rooting for?
I'm a Julian fan.
Really? I think I'm a minority. I liked the cop guy. What's his name? Nick?
Yeah, he was pretty hot.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah, he was pretty hot, but I don't think he's gonna. I think he would get her into too much trouble, considering we know that she's gonna continue on.
Julian was full covering for her. Like, he knows.
Oh yeah. Oh totally. Yeah, no, he totally was. And he does not care, which is, it does seem a little strange that he's so like, whatever, you know. But he did say that he thinks that people get themselves into crazy situations, kind of like she did. And
I would have liked to be able to witness his like realization moment that like she lied and probably did do something shady, because we kind of miss that. And then she shows back up and is just like, he's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know anything, right?
It's a bit convenient. It is a bit convenient. Let's see. OMG goodness. Oh, goodness. I hated all of that. I think the romance writing was so cringe. I thought it was fun. It didn't cringe me as much as other romance, like actual romance writing that I've read. Julian. Oh my god, yes. Warning for book 2. It gets much steamier.
Hear that.
I liked him, she says. Can't even remember his name.
I did eventually. Like 2 beats later, I knew his name.
Okay. It's fun. It's a fun time she might need after all the except. Yeah, heck yeah, totally. I'm all for it.
You're saying it's time for her to move on and get her life together. Yeah. Like, yeah, she's starting to date.
And take care of herself and worry about her own life, not her ex-husband's life. Although she's going to be worrying about his life literally soon.
Might not exist after this, right?
I think Nick's more ready to handle the fact that she has kids and stuff. Julian, I have my doubts. I mean, yeah, I guess so, because he's a bartender. He's young.
But he knows. He knows they exist, that it exists.
Yeah, and then their first date, she just spent the night at his house. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm totally fine with that. But it's not like it wasn't a very serious date. Whereas with Nick, I was getting to know him, and I do like Nick better than Julian,
absolutely.
actually. You guys might be. I like them both, but I think maybe I want Nick for myself, and she can have Julian. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. I get Julian's probably more fun.
Okay. I'm not sharing any of my romance preferences. I actually liked it in book 2, but I'm kind of happy with either guy and just vibing with it right now. Okay, that's cool. And right now, she doesn't have to make a choice, right? She's just in, like, at the beginning of her experience being single.
Yeah. I did see who said, I know 100% who said it. It was Lizzie, said that she ships Finlay and Vero.
They work together. They're the best, relationship combination.
Yeah.
So proud of her when she chose, herself at the end and was like, yeah, Nick, I appreciate you apologizing, but we need time. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's over, though. She kind of did, do her thing with Julian, but I think both of these situations are going to continue. Yeah, exactly. To be continued.
Weirdly ahead, nope. I think I liked both of these guys better than I've liked some of the guys in other romancy scenarios. So
I don't mind a love triangle. First off, I know some people don't like that, but I'm actually very surprised that Kayla did not have a crush on Julian.
Yeah, what's going on, Kayla?
I feel like that's your type.
I guess I liked them both, but I liked Julian's openness more, I usually go Feral over love interest.
Exactly.
I couldn't figure out what the Finlay Vero age difference was to decide whether it was. So Finlay was 31, Vero's 22.
Yeah.
Weird, but they had chemistry.
Not absurd.
I mean, and then also there is such a thing as chemistry between platonic relationships. Yeah. Having really good, strong chemistry with someone who is just a really good person to have in your life too. Lizzie I had the same thing with her age. I think, though, that especially after book 2, it's much more of a platonic big sister vibe. Okay. Yeah, so we got to get into book 2. Are you going to read book 2?
I'm planning on it, yes. That's what I was going to... Soon? I don't know. We'll see. I think... I don't know. I already know kind of what my February plans need to be, so I don't think I'll get to book 2 super soon. Kayla's putting too much pressure on me.
I'll read it when Bailey does.
Yeah.
Now.
100%. I have a really silly video coming out tomorrow talking about all the things I'm trying to work in right now. Work into doing my TBR game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's silly.
By the way, I've been loving your TBR game videos.
Thank you.
They've been so much fun. I love your game. It's so good. Oh, wait. Bailey's beholden to her game. She has no free will. Oh, I understand that.
They all keep approaching me with buddy reads, and I'm like, yeah, I want to, but I will not break my game, so I'll let you know when it fits in for something. And they're all
that was like me last year. That's when I started becoming commit and phobe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm unreliable.
I don't do too many things though. I do this book club, I do squash that series, and then I'm playing my game.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my capacity right now.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like a great thing for
squash that series. I mean, yeah, maybe. March is a cool month. I'm saying something, you need to buy it so that you can read it, Kayla.
Probably read it this year while I have the characters straight.
Yeah, that's fair. I need to be more diligent about reading sequels in a timely manner. Although I think this is something that going into the second book you could spend some time away and not be confused.
I think so too.
Fantasy.
Yes.
It's hard for me to jump back into.
I think so too. I can't see having too much of a difficulty. Although that hook at the end, it makes you really want to pick up the next one because
Yeah.
of Steven. Like I'm like, oh no, I gotta know. You
I
know
do
who?
think like I will get to the second book within like this spring.
I don't know. I'm going to. I'm terrible at continuing series. I have so
Yeah.
many open series right now. And I'm not the kind of person who really cares that much either about, like, I want to continue series, but I'm not, so that makes it harder. I hope this is like a 5 or 6 book series at least.
Oh, I think it will be.
Yeah, it seems like that's the direction. Tired of trilogies and would totally collect a nice set of these if they keep being fun.
Yeah. I love when books are like they look the same but they just change colors too, like as a set on the bookshelf. And that's definitely what the covers of those are doing. So do you think they'll look pretty?
Yes. And then all the themes will continue. It'll be the same. So then it'll be
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
beautiful on the front of your
Set.
shelf.
Exactly.
Well, so far it sounds like the next book is pretty well loved.
Good. Yeah.
So whatever she's doing, Elle Cosimano, it's popular.
Yeah. What do we think? Does anybody have any final thoughts? Anything that we didn't really talk about? I feel like it's just so fun. There's nothing that serious to talk about.
It's not a very serious. I was really happy that Teresa was part of the problem. So terrible.
That is funny though, right? Like,
Really no, I was just gonna say I really liked that she used Teresa as her disguise.
oh yeah, but also like awfully, like that's someone who's way too connected to her. Again, just ridiculous that she would actually be able to pull that off.
It was dumb, but it was fun. I gave book 2 a 4 stars too, but it's a little less than book 1. But I have hope for book 3.
Are you reading book 3 immediately, Danielle? I get the vibe that she'll go buy it like on Tuesday and read it.
I also was thinking about Finlay and the fact that she poured Play-Doh into Teresa's gas tank, and that was kind of like an indicator of her personality.
Oh yeah, like again, that was all before all of this crazy hit woman stuff. Like, not a great mom move.
Not a great person move either. Wasn't a good move. I would watch this movie, but it wouldn't be a good movie. If it was done right, it could be.
I think it could be a good movie, yeah.
It's
the thing is, it needs to not be a mystery movie. It needs to be like a comedy movie.
Who would you put as the actress in this?
Oh, well, you're asking the wrong person. I don't know anybody. I've never seen anything.
Everybody put in the comment section down below. I'm thinking,
like, I want this to be like the movie I'm thinking of, like this in the vibe of like Legally Blonde. Like that.
Yeah, that kind of comedy. Yeah. I could totally see that. I was thinking someone like, what's her name? When she was younger, though. Oh, we got Amy Adams. I could see that. It's just that's not how I picture Finlay Donovan. Reese Witherspoon is always an icon. Let's see. I was impressed by the author's writing. She was really great at getting it to be silly, but then honestly, some of the depictions were quite graphic, like Harris with the girls.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, that Play-Doh thing in the car might just sum it all up. Yeah. And yes, I'm reading book 3 immediately, mostly because Kayla, Books and Lala, because she's got her shelf. No, that's this. She's got her, what's her book club name?
Literally Dead.
Yes. Amy Adams. Oh, she was typing up the Play-Doh thing before. I said, that's cool. Bailey is like Guy from Triple D.
Who is Guy Fieri playing in this movie? No idea.
Pugh.
I don't know who that is.
Ooh. Oh, I like Florence Pugh. I think of Finlay Donovan, it like looks, I guess it doesn't matter looks, it's her personality, right? And
yeah, but I was oohing this, the Zooey Deschanel, but I picture Finlay as a little more disheveled.
See, I was thinking like Florence would make a great pharaoh. Yes. That's I agree. Stop, Kayla. Don't make Florence sully herself with this nonsense. Really. Yeah. Florence as Vero. Emma Stone. She's too clever. Vero would for me would be Charlene Yi. I don't know
who these people are.
Charlene Yi. I can't spell. Oh yeah, that would be a good. I just had a crush on Florence, so I want her in everything. Seconding Emma Stone or like what is? See, Anna Kendrick. Anna Kendrick would be a good one.
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick, totally. Have you seen New Girl? Oh, I love New Girl.
I love New Girl, but I just feel like she is a mess in that, but not like the right vibe for this.
Not the right kind of mess. And she's more likable. I think that Finlay has to be kind of unlikable in a sense, too.
Have you seen New Girl? I love New Girl.
I know. I've seen it many a time. Yeah. I do, but I agree. I think that she's just Zooey Deschanel's great, but she's I like her too much. This is 40 film, and I think she would have the perfect comedic timing that her lines, especially book 2, would be great. Oh my god, Anna Kendrick and Charlene for sure. Okay, we've got our characters.
We're casting.
Blake Lively would be Teresa. Yes. That's a good.
Giving Gossip Girl.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got our adaptation created.
Okay.
Who's going to be Stephen and Julian and
This is out of my scope. I just don't know who any like actors are.
I like Emilia Clarke a lot, but she's just maybe for Teresa, she's just too poised. Who doesn't know Teresa? I feel like Reese is too Girl Next Door, not enough of that. Like, I think Blake Lively is a good choice for Teresa. She can act like she's got a pretty good stick up her butt.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. I'm excited about this adaptation we're creating. My brother's actually in Hollywood, works in Hollywood. He's trying to become a director, so I'll talk to him.
That's fun.
What do you think
I never forget about her. She was just a babysitter.
I liked her, though. I did like Georgia. I'd like to see more Georgia.
I do think, right, like this is going to be a long, ongoing series. All of these people are going to show up again.
Yeah. Well,
except
especially
the ones that are dead.
Yeah. Especially, I was thinking about Georgia. I'm like, this is stupid that Finlay thinks she can get away with murder and stuff because her sister's a police officer.
Yeah, every time you go to murder, you ask your police officer sister to babysit.
Go hide a body, sis. Would you watch the kids? Okay, I'm calling him. I love that I can hear Mom laughing behind Amy. Yes. Kayla says, Mom, I love you.
Love you too.
Oh, yeah. I like Bradley Cooper because Bradley Cooper can be a real dick. And Stephen was a real dick.
I'm like trying to picture a Julian, but I don't know anybody. Like, honestly, if we're going Zooey Deschanel, who's the guy who plays Nick in New Girl?
No, I love him. That's not how I picture Julian.
Yeah. A little more sly. We need somebody a little more sly.
I don't think he's sly.
Julian? Like, who would... I mean, he, like, lies to the cops. Says he doesn't know anything.
True. He seems so laid back to me, though.
Yeah.
It's hard to think.
I mean, like, as someone who has been a bartender, I just don't honestly see him actually having flirted with Finlay like he was.
What do you mean by that?
Like, she came in as Hot Mess Express. This is not the best thing that's ever been sat at his bar.
Yeah, especially at that bar.
Right.
And she was dressed as her real estate Teresa self. You're trying to sway me off of Julian. I know it. I know it.
I don't know. All right.
Okay.
Do we have any more thoughts on actors or anything else that we need to discuss with the scarf wig?
Oh yeah, I want to see this scarf wig because I don't even know what a scarf wig is. It sounds fake
It's
looking.
like a wig.
It has a scarf on it, I'm guessing. It just sounds
Yeah,
so
but
fake.
And then the fact that she was wearing that as her disguise and it's literally her author photo.
Stupid, right?
Right, but it's just so many things that stack up. Like, you're not getting away with this.
I actually don't think he knows anything in book one. Well, he knows she's an author because he did mention at the very end, he said...
And he knows that she was lying about who she was.
And he knew she was in trouble. She got by with the wigs in this. Yeah, I didn't... Yeah. He's an attorney! Well... I feel like in that bar, Julian was waiting for something more hot mess express than the corporate types. Like, that's what he's into. And that actually is a problem.
That's fair.
So, this is why I stay single, because apparently guys like that are bad. He said, and I'm not, he said he didn't fit the type, and she says Julian saw right through her in the beginning after coming back. Yeah, right. That's what he said.
About it being, like, this not being set in the past. When she drove back and put his stuff in his car, there's no way there's not cameras.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I kept thinking about that too. I'm like, there's cameras everywhere. How is there no cameras?
Drive up to his business and put his stuff back in his car.
Yeah. There's no way. Those were definitely, well, and that's what I kept saying.
The fact that the girl that Harris was with that night, that she spilled the Bloody Mary on,
she never came back.
Yeah, never came back. Like, at some point, she came out of the bathroom and had to have been like, where'd my date go? This weird girl spilled her drink on me. Like, there's no way she just, like, snuck out the back, was so embarrassed because she had a drink on her. Like, this woman never resurfaces. And
the fact that the busboy was like, oh yeah, I saw him walk. I saw the back of him with some blonde lady leaving, but then they never said, like, oh, I remember him sitting with this woman.
Yeah.
Or coming in with this woman. You can't think too strongly about these kind of plot holes because that's not the point of the story.
We moved on.
I do hate the idea that glamorous, confident women are inherently bad. Teresa, yeah, I do too.
I agree.
Yeah. Yep, I'm seeing this as a fantastical fluff read because everything else would fail. Yep.
Yeah.
And the blue jeans and beer no makeup girls are in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like those kind of stereotypes in general because but I guess that's helps move the story along. Pick me girl, is that why we hate her?
It might be.
Wait, what is a pick me girl?
Like, just, in my opinion, like someone who, like, thinks no one will like her and is just like,
girl like no other girl kind of girl.
Yeah, like if somebody, or like if somebody gives her attention, she's gonna like it regardless.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know why I didn't know that, but yeah, and apparently everybody's in love with Finlay.
Yeah, right. Like, us discussing that she's a hot mess, like, all these men are like, what a catch.
Yeah, I love hot messes. And it's like, it's not like it's hidden either. It's very obvious that she's a hot mess.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone can do anything they like. She thinks she's superior because she doesn't.
I don't think she actually really does act that way, though. Like, I think she thinks that she is a hot mess.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, she does.
She is this natural goddess.
I mean, well, and she does think, at least in the beginning, you can tell she thinks Teresa is the kind of person she isn't.
Yeah.
And that's why Stephen and other men go for, well, she was saying that when she was talking about the other guy, Felix. She was saying, why do these kind of guys always go for Teresa? including her husband.
Danielle's just throwing out ideas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if we try to break apart the actual,
when I come to discussion, I feel like all I have to say is negatives. But again, I had a really good time reading this. We'll continue the series. It was fun.
Yeah, it was definitely fun.
All right. I think I've used up all my thoughts.
I think I have too. I don't think there's anything else in there.
Right. And I don't have much to say this month because there's no book club pick next month. So stay tuned I'll be posting the announcement for the next 3 sometime early February. So those are locked in. I am all knowing. And you will all know soon.
And everybody on my channel, I've linked in the description everything about Bailey and the Shelf This Book Club. I'm pretty sure if I haven't, then I will make sure I remedy that as soon as possible. This was wonderful.
We would love to have all the people in the book club. It's just a silly, goofy time. It's fun. Different people pick the books. We read a lot of different things. So good time.
Thank you so much for inviting me to do this.
Yes, it's so fun.
It was so awesome. I felt very special.
I don't want to commit to any more things, but yeah.
I felt very special. What Nikon, thanks for having us. Good times, laters. Love you. Thanks, friends, for doing this. Love you all.
On a Glee binge.
Watching Glee. Oh, yeah. Love Glee. Yay, love you guys.
Love everybody.
You're all so wonderful. And thank you so much, Bailey.
Yes. I'm so glad we finally made it here.
Me too. We did it. Yeah. And I'm glad I made it in time. I like I said, I couldn't put it down at the very end. I was like, okay, gotta get it done.
Yeah. You finished it plenty of time. You finished it what? Not yesterday, the day
Friday.
before?
Yeah, I finished on Friday. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect.
And it was fresh.
Yes. So thank you so much. All right.
Are we saying bye?